Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to make a choice between comfort and what was right? It's one of those moments that sneaks up on you, when you suddenly realize that the easy path and the honest path aren't the same. In that instant, you feel the weight of your own values pressing down on you, facing a real dilemma and silently asking, what kind of person do you want to be? Sometimes, the truth costs more than we expect, but it's worth everything. The price of honesty can be steep: friendships, jobs, even your reputation. But the cost of silence, of betraying your own conscience, is even higher. It's a debt that lingers, quietly eroding your sense of self. We live in a world where everyone wants a round of applause. We crave recognition, validation, and the approval of others. Social media, awards, and public praise make it seem like the only things that matter are the things people can see and celebrate. But speaking the truth? That can feel lonely. Sometimes, doing what's right means standing alone. No fans, no cheers. It means risking misunderstanding, criticism, or even rejection. The spotlight fades, and you're left with only your own reflection, asking if you did the right thing. Still, the world needs people who will shine a light, even when it's hard. It needs those who are willing to step into the darkness, to illuminate what others would rather keep hidden. It's not glamorous, but it's necessary. Every act of courage, no matter how small, pushes back the shadows just a little more. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was just an accountant in a small town, working at a company where people looked the other way. She wasn't famous or powerful. She was someone you might pass on the street without a second thought. But sometimes, the most ordinary people are called to do the most extraordinary things. One day, Sarah found out her boss was hiding money and lying to investors. It wasn't just a small mistake. It was a deliberate deception, one that could hurt families, employees, and the whole community. She realized she was holding a secret that could change everything. Her whole body shook. If she spoke up, she could lose her job. She could lose her friends at work, her sense of security, and the life she'd built. The fear was real, and it was overwhelming. She wondered if she was strong enough to do what was right. If she stayed silent, she would feel like a liar herself. The guilt would follow her home, haunt her dreams, and make her question her own integrity. She was trapped between two impossible choices, each with its own kind of pain. Her friends told her, just keep quiet, protect yourself. They meant well. They didn't want to see her get hurt. But sometimes the advice that comes from love is not the advice that leads to courage. Sometimes protecting yourself means betraying what you know is right. But Sarah remembered something from the Bible. The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy. Proverbs 12:22. Those words echoed in her heart, reminding her that truth matters, even when it's costly. She realized that her integrity was worth more than any paycheck or praise. So she prayed. She asked for advice. And finally, she did the hard thing. She told the truth, even though it cost her job. She walked into her boss's office, voice trembling but steady, and spoke the words that needed to be said. It was terrifying, but it was also freeing. There was no applause. Some people even blamed her. She left the building with her head held high, but her heart heavy. The silence was deafening. She wondered if she had made a terrible mistake. In the days that followed, Sarah faced uncertainty and doubt. She worried about her future, about how she would pay her bills, and about what people thought of her. But deep down, she knew she had chosen the path of integrity, and that gave her a quiet strength. But months later, the company changed for the better. Honest people kept their jobs. The truth came out, and the company began to rebuild on a foundation of trust. People started to see Sarah not as a troublemaker, but as someone who had the courage to do what was right. And Sarah? She slept in peace, knowing she did what was right. She found a new job, made new friends, and discovered a deeper sense of purpose. The applause she never received from others was replaced by the quiet satisfaction of a clear conscience. So here's the takeaway. Truth might not bring you applause, but it will bring you peace and honor in God's eyes. When you choose courage over comfort, you become a light for others, showing them that integrity is possible, even in a world that often rewards the opposite. Be bold, stand firm. The world needs your courage. You may not always be celebrated, but you will always be remembered for your integrity. And in the end, that's worth more than any applause. So the next time you find yourself facing a hard choice, remember this. The safest path, the one that leads to lasting peace, is always the path of truth. Truth builds trust. It fosters real growth. and it lays the foundation for genuine, lasting relationships. Yes, speaking the truth might hurt in the moment, but in the end, it brings clarity, healing, and deeper connections. Deception, even when done with good intentions, can slowly break the very bonds we hold dear. Choose courage, choose integrity, choose truth, because when you do, you're not just making the right choice. You're building a life that honors God and blesses others. Be truthful and be blessed. If this message touched you, please like, comment, and share it with others who believe in preserving integrity and truth. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost anything, but it truly means a lot to us. Your support helps us grow and continue creating content that inspires courage, integrity, and truth. Thank you for being part of this journey. Together, we can enjoy inner peace one story at a time.